Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be walking you through exactly how you can work out your calories to lose body fat and build muscle at the same time. Now if you're not sure who I am, my name is Harry Knights and I'm the founder of Lean for Life Coaching, where we specialise in getting busy men and women into the shape of their life without the hours of cardio and the restrictive diets. So I'm going to show you how to work out your exact calories to lose body fat and build muscle at the same time, and in this video we're going to be breaking down calories, protein, carbohydrates, fats, how to adjust your calories when you hit that inevitable fat loss plateau, and a lot more. So make sure you stay tuned. So let's get into it. So first things first, what we need to work out is our maintenance calories. Now what your maintenance calories are your calories that if you ate at this amount of food and this amount of calories, you would simply maintain weight. But obviously we're looking to lose body fat in this example, so we need to eat less than that. So if we take our body weight in pounds, so for example, in my situation here, I'm 200 pounds. Please plug your own numbers in as we go. So 200 pounds multiplied by 15. That's going to give you your maintenance calories. So that's how you work out how many calories you need to eat to stay at the same weight. But we want to be eating less than this because we want to be losing body fat. So we want to actually take that number. For me in this situation, it's 3,000. So I know that my maintenance would be 3,000 calories. But what I want to do is subtract 500 from that number. That's going to give me my total calorie deficit. So in this situation, the number of calories that I need to be eating is 2,500. If I eat here, I'm in that deficit, I'm going to start seeing some weight loss. So once we've worked out how many calories we actually need to be eating, which we have here in this example of 2,500, we then need to work out our macronutrients, because without our macronutrients, we're going to simply lose weight. We want to be losing body fat and building muscle, so we need to set the amount of foods that go into those calories very accurately. So we'll just put a note here. So 2,500 calories is our calorie goal, okay? Now, first one to work out really easy is our protein intake. So your protein intake is going to be equal to how much you weigh. So if I'm 200 pounds in this example, which I am, 200 pounds, I'm going to be eating 200 grams of protein. So your protein intake is 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. So for us in this example, we're going to be eating 200 grams of protein. So bear that in mind, we're going to need that in a moment. Then the next number to work out, again very easy, is going to be our total fat intake. Now your fats, you want to be eating around 20% of your total daily calories. So this number here, 20% of that number needs to be in the form of good dietary healthy fats. Maybe a little sweet treat now and again, but 20% of our total calories in the form of fats. So 20% of 2,500 actually equals 500. So we know we're eating 500 calories of fats, but that number might not be too useful to you. You actually need to know how many grams of fats that you need to be eating. Now, a special number to be aware of is that there are 9 calories in a gram of fat. So we have 500 calories of fats. What we actually do is we divide that by 9, because that's going to give us how many grams of fats that we need to be eating. So in this situation, that's going to give us 55 grams of fats. Okay, so we've worked out we're eating 200 grams of protein. Really easy, because it's just literally 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Then we take 20% of our total daily calories, which is going to be 500. We divide it by 9, because there are 9 calories per gram of fats. So it's going to give us 55 grams of fats. Now, what's left? Carbohydrates. We need carbohydrates for energy. They taste great. We need them pre and post workout for energy and recovery. So we need to work out how many carbohydrates we need to be eating. And this is really easy because we've already worked out our protein intake, we've already worked out our fats. The rest of your calories are carbohydrates. So we eat 200 grams of protein, 200 times by 4, because there are 4 calories per gram of protein. That's going to give us 800. So we're eating 800 calories worth of protein. We then know that we're already eating 500 grams of fat, so then that's 500. And then what we do is we take 800 and 500 and we subtract that from our 2,500 calories. So to go back, 2,500 calories is the amount of food we're eating in a day. That's how many calories we're eating in a day. 800 of that is coming from our protein, 500 of that is coming from our fats. So 800 plus 500, 1,300. That then leaves, when we take 1300 off of the big number at the top, we subtract our protein and our fats from our calories, that then leaves us with 1200. So 1200 calories are carbohydrates, and then just like protein, there are 4 calories per gram of carbohydrates. So we divide 1200 by 4, that's then going to give you 300, which means we're eating 300 grams of carbohydrates. So that is how you can work out the exact macronutrient breakdown that you need after you've worked out your calories. So plug your own numbers into there, body weight, etc., 20% of your total calories, and you're going to be able to work out your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fats. Now this is going to be good for a while. You're going to be able to eat at this amount. You know, it does ultimately come down to how well you plan out your foods and the actual foods within the diet that actually lead to consistency. And obviously we need to be consistent with this if we're going to see results. So it does come down to things like your meal timings, the actual food choices that you make, satiating foods so you stay full. However, once we're here, we're in a good place. Because if we keep eating here and we're consistent, we're going to start losing body fat, which is what we want, and that's the goal. Obviously, some resistance training to help us build that lean muscle tissue. But what's going to happen at some point is that when you stick around here for a while, you're going to keep losing body fat and you're going to hit a bit of a plateau. It's almost as if we look at like a weight loss graph, a fat loss graph over time, where if we just say, look, our weight is up the side here, total weight. If we say time is here, so like the months of the year effectively, you start here, you're going to start losing body fat pretty consistently, but then you're going to end up plateauing, and you hit this point here where it then becomes maybe a little bit more difficult to actually go and lose body fat. Now at this given point here, when you hit that plateau, my pen's dying, you need to increase your calorie deficit. So we worked out our deficit in the numbers previously, that was 2,500. But at some point you're going to need to increase that, but increase that deficit. That's not increasing foods, it's actually increasing the deficit by reducing foods. So that's one option we have here. To increase the deficit, we can reduce foods, so minus foods from the diet. And we don't want to touch the protein number. Protein stays at 200 grams in that example, but we can reduce our carbohydrates and fats. They're the numbers that you want to be adjusting to bring those down to increase your deficit. So you can reduce foods to increase your deficit and begin kicking on in that fat loss journey again. Or you can actually add in some less cardio. Now, I prefer less because it's less demanding on the body and it's a little bit easier to get through rather than, loads of sprints or crazy distance runs. Some less cardio. So, some incline treadmill walking, maybe some cycling, spin bike, some swimming, something low, and it's low intensity, it's not demanding on the body. I'd suggest less, but you could also add in things like steps. So you could increase your overall activity through lifts and through steps and actually start moving more and trying to get out a little bit more, add additional 2,000 steps onto your daily step targets. Or you could just look at reducing foods. Now that's how you're going to be able to increase your deficit and start pushing on from that point where you hit that plateau and start losing more body fat. Now if we're resistance training, we're training hard, we're training with intensity, we're pushing ourselves in the gym, we're training accurately with good form and execution. Whilst you do this entire process, you're going to be building some lean muscle at the same time. So that's how you're going to inevitably get that physique that you want, where you've got less body fat, you're leaner, but then you've got more muscle where you look stronger and you have that sort of aesthetic physique that you're wanting. So hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully it was. I'm trying to get a bit more content out there in terms of YouTube, Instagram, short form. It's hard to get information across, but hopefully this video was helpful on how you can work out your calories, your macronutrients, and how you can inevitably break through that fat loss plateau at a given point and keep kicking on with your fat loss journey. So hopefully this was helpful. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.